Okay, Connor, so you've made some great improvements with your weight shift and loading your hands. But I want to focus on some places and areas in which you can refine those movements to make yourself a more consistent, efficient, and powerful hitter. And we're going to focus first on the lower half, and then in the videos to follow, we'll talk about loading your hands. And I want to begin with Chase Utley here. And you have to understand something, and that's the idea of collecting your body together before you stride forward. And I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like with Chase Utley here on the left-hand side, and then I'll look at Ken Griffey Jr., and then we'll take a look at how you can do it a little bit better. So you can see here Chase Utley's in a stance position. And one of the things he's going to do to collect some power or create some potential energy is he's going to kind of pinch this knee inward towards his belly button when he begins his negative move. And you're going to see him close up this hip a little bit more as he pinches this knee in. You can see here his knee's kind of pointed out this way. But when he gets ready to stride forward and he lifts this heel right here, you can see this knee starting to pinch in towards his back knee. Again, let me show you again. You see the knee's pointed this way here. And as he lifts that heel, it starts to turn inward towards the center of gravity. And as he does that, that hip starts to close up. And so when he begins to stride, the hip continues to close, and when he lands, that knee is pointed towards us. Again, when we do our negative move and get prepared to stride forward, we want to collect things towards our center of gravity. Our knees need to be collected towards our center of gravity. And you can see that right there. That knee starts to turn inward. And his hips get loaded in that stride position. A better example would be Ken Griffey Jr. You can see it even more. It's more prominent. So I'm going to show you that one right now. We'll draw a little blue dot around Ken Griffey Jr.'s belly button. And as he gets prepared to stride forward, right there you see him lift his heel. You can see that knee pinch in towards his belly button. Right there. And that closes up that hip so that when he lands, he's in a good balanced position. You can see here that hip is closed and he's good and powerful. Now, if we take a look at you on the right-hand side, you're going to notice your first move is a little inefficient. We're going to draw a blue dot around your belly button here. And as you watch you lift your heel, look how it kind of flies out this way. Instead of collecting towards your center of gravity, it's actually going away from your belly button. And that's simply an inefficient move, and it's not going to allow you to get your hips loaded when you land. You see when you land here, how your hips are a little bit open and not loaded in a good power position, as opposed to when Chase Utley lands, because he kind of pinches his knee in towards his belly button when he lifts this heel. When he gets landed, you can see that hip pointed towards the pitcher, nice and loaded. Now, a better way to look at this would be from a back view. So I want to pull up your swing from the catcher target perspective, and we're going to pull up Chase Utley from that same position. And what I want you to notice here, as he begins to lift up this heel, the knee is going to kind of pinch in towards the center of gravity, and you can see those hips start to load. Again, see where the hips are pointed here? When he picks up the heel, everything gets closer together, and he collects those pieces towards the center of gravity. And that gives him a powerful stride towards the pitcher. Take a look at Ken Griffey Jr. from that same view. See him in his stance right here. There he picks up his heel, and his knee kind of pinches in, and those hips start to get pointed towards the pitcher. Watch the hip load right here. And this is just when he's picking up that foot. That's kind of creating potential power. Now, if you look over here on the right-hand side, when you pick up your heel, no hip load. And that knee starts to drift that way. And so when you get landed, the hips are already starting to leave. Whereas when Griffey gets landed, those hips are closed or square to home plate. So that's something I want you to think about. Work on refining that. And what I would recommend is try doing it in slow motion. Get used to getting that knee turned inward towards your back knee to load those hips so that when you land, those hips are square as opposed to flying open like you see here. Give it a shot, see how it works out, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call.